Hello, and this is Bev on Fabulously Functional. Today I'm going to be making that vanilla berry dessert that everybody wants to see. It was on the menu. It's delicious. It's been on the menu twice now. People really love it. I think I got halfway through showing you how to make it on one video. I just don't remember what platform it was on. But I'm going to try and complete the whole process on this video on this particular platform. So the ingredients that I start with, first you have to make a vegan vanilla pudding. And after you make a vegan vanilla pudding from scratch, then you get coconut whipping cream, you whip that up, add it to it, and then you get vegan sweetened condensed coconut milk and add that to it. Mix that all up, let it chill, put it over a graham cracker, crumble, and then add some fresh berries of your choice to it. So this is the milk that I've used. This is called organic coconut milk. It comes in a can. You have your coconut milk that comes in a carton, and then you have your coconut milk that comes in a can. For this recipe, you want the canned milk. And it's going to go in your pan, and you're going to have to kind of mix it up because canned coconut milk, it kind of separates, and there's some thickness that settles to the top. So once you pour it into the pan to begin to warm and simmer, you stir it up just a little bit so that it's nice and smooth, as you can see here. But before, when it came out of the can, it wasn't smooth like this. So we're going to let it warm up, and when it becomes slightly start to bubble, then we're going to add another mixture. And the other mixture that we're going to add is half a cup of almond milk. Half a cup of almond milk. This is organic, unsweetened almond milk. And I'm going to put a half a cup of that in this bowl. And to that half a cup of almond milk, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm going to get my cornstarch out of here. And to this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. There's 1, 2, and 3. So I've got my 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Close this back up because cornstarch gets everywhere. And cornstarch, by the way, is good for skin irritations if something is itching, or you have moisture in places that have developed rashes. You can add cornstarch to it, and it will heal and protect and prevent chafing and irritation. So there you have it for another point for cornstarch. So I'm going to blend these 3 tablespoons of cornstarch into this cold almond milk. And just so you know, cornstarch blends better in a cold mixture, and then you add it to a warm mixture for it to begin, if you will, the thickening process, because that's what this is going to do to this coconut milk. It's going to begin to thicken it. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. The other thing that we're going to be adding to this mixture is 1/4 of a cup of organic pure maple syrup. Organic pure maple syrup. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to go ahead and prepare to add that to the mixture. But I first need to get my cornstarch and my milk blended together. And so now, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the bubbling, and you can see a little bit of steam coming up off of the pot. So it's just starting to get warm. And once I see that first little bubble, that lets me know that the heat is rising. Then I will add the cornstarch and almond milk mixture to the pot. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. I have here just a small bowl of blackberries that I'm going to add on top of this dessert. I already have some of the mixture made because the one thing about the vanilla pudding that's made from scratch is it has to sit in the refrigerator and set for 2 hours. So I'm just showing you how I make it. You put it in the refrigerator, you put cover it tightly, put it in the refrigerator, let it set for 2 hours, or let it set overnight. And then you're going to take that mixture and mix it with the other items to come up with this wonderful, delicious, vanilla, dairy-free, vegan souffle. All right, so it is starting to bubble just a little bit. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add this cornstarch mixture. One thing about adding cornstarch or any sauce that you're trying to thicken is you can't walk away from it. You have to continue to stir. Just continue to stir. Because you don't want to get lumps. You want it to be smooth. You don't want it to stick to the bottom of your pot. So you continue to stir. And I mean, you can pause for a minute or so, but not much longer than a minute. This is already beginning to thicken, and it's beautiful and it's smooth. To this, I'm only going to add just a dash of salt, just a dash of pink Himalayan salt, which brings out the sweetness a little more. I always use pink Himalayan salt. And boy, so this is cooling. I mean, this is cooking. Really. Almost looks like the custard your mom would make for banana pudding. Which gives me an idea. I may be able to come up with a vegan banana pudding. Boy, this is absolutely wonderful and already smells sweet. So to this, while it's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and add my syrup, which I spilled just a little bit of. So I'm going to add just a touch more. There we go. I'm going to continue to stir that into the mixture. And let that continue to see how beautiful and smooth that is. It's going to go into an airtight container, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge for a couple of hours. The last ingredient that I add to this vanilla pudding, of course, is pure vanilla extract. This is pure vanilla extract. I'm going to add a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. But first, I need to, if you will, after this comes to a bubble, I need to remove it from the heat. And just a few bubbles. You don't want it to come to a boil. You just want it to come to, okay. So there's my teaspoon of vanilla and this wonderful pudding. Now it really smells wonderful. So the next thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to get me an airtight container. That's going to be this bowl right here. And I'm going to pour this smooth mixture into this container. And it's going to set, chill, and become just like any other kind of pudding. And you see how it's coming out of the pan real smooth because I didn't scorch it. I kept stirring it. I kept it at a medium heat. It never was really supposed to boil, but when you see that first little bubble, you know that it is cooking. And now it's well blended, and it's going to set in the refrigerator. And put this over here. I've got my lid so I can seal my pudding in this airtight container, and then I'm going to take this pudding and place it in the refrigerator. Okay. All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to add my 2 other ingredients to the souffle. This is coconut whipping cream, organic coconut whipping cream, non-dairy. You buy it in the store, off of the shelf, but if you're going to whip it, then you put it in the refrigerator and let it get chilled. Once I open it, you'll see what it looks like, the texture of it, but once you whip it, the texture of it will change. And then you have your sweetened condensed coconut milk that you will also add to the mixture and blend together. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to open this. I'm just letting you know that this is what you will add. You will add the whipping cream after it's whipped to the sweetened condensed coconut milk, and then blend it also with the chilled vegan vanilla pudding that I've already made that's chilling now. So let's open this up. Let's open up the whipping cream. I want you to kind of see what it looks like on the inside. So you can see it's a very thick cream on the inside. But what we're going to do is we're going to accentuate this cream and whip it up so that it's like a whipping cream that you would buy in the store and put in the blender and whip up. So I've got here my mixer. Let me turn you this way. Pull you a little closer, and I'm going to turn you this way. Got my vintage Sunbeam mixer that was gifted to me. Absolutely love it. I'm going to take this bowl off right here. I'm going to put this entire can. So it's kind of creamy, but then it has a liquid bottom to it. The thing about organic coconut products is that part of the product is liquidy, and then other parts of it are kind of thick. So it's separated once you take it out, but once you begin to blend it, it changes. So I'm going to put this, we're going to get our mixer going here. The quietest mixer I know. So I'm going to take it up a little high because I wanted to whip to this nice creamy and it's whipping. So while that's whipping, I want to tell you about this graham cracker crust. The graham cracker crust, I use 8 grams of whole grain graham crackers. Now they're not totally vegan, but they do have more whole grains in them, and they're a little more wholesome than your regular graham crackers. I add organic cinnamon. That's all the ingredients is cinnamon. Organic ground cinnamon. Not like some of these other cinnamons that have other additives in them to extend shelf life and that kind of thing. This is organic ground cinnamon, and these are graham crackers. So about a sleeve of those, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and maybe 1/2 cup of this organic coconut sugar that looks like brown sugar. But I added to that mixture about 3 tablespoons of melted vegan butter. And this is Earth Balance. Melted vegan butter. Add that. And then I add about 1/4 a cup of pure maple syrup. If you don't want to use pure maple syrup, you can use raw honey. So I put all those ingredients in the food processor, pulse it a couple times until when you squeeze it, it starts sticking together. Then it can become, you refrigerate it, it becomes a crumble like you see right here. This is your final product once you've done it. So it's like a crumble. So you've got some chunks in here and it's like a crumble. That will be the base of your berry dessert. So I'm looking here at this whipping cream, and it's getting creamy, and it's getting light, and it's getting fluffy. So let's take a look at it. We'll turn it off. Let's lift this up. Definitely look at that. So you see that when I lift up the spindles, there are little peaks that are on the end of the spindles. That lets you know that the whipping cream is nice and firm. The ingredients are no longer separated, and this is what you're going to add to the vanilla pudding mixture in the refrigerator. And along with that, you're going to blend in the sweetened condensed coconut milk with this and create this lovely vanilla, vegan, dairy-free souffle. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to set this in the fridge. While I wait on the pudding to set, I'll set the whipped coconut cream in the... Okay, now I'm going to set this back. So once all that is completed, then you come up with this beautiful vanilla souffle, which I've saved some from my last batch. And so I have some in a container here, and I'm going to make my little parfait like you saw pictured on Facebook or wherever you saw it pictured. Make my little parfait in this little glass. So the bottom of the parfait is going to be the graham cracker crumble that I told you about. And you know, however you want to make your graham cracker crumble, if you want to make it a little bit stickier and a little bit firmer, then you increase the amount of butter or the amount of pure maple syrup or honey. But mine is a little light. I want it to be a crumble. I want it to be almost like a dusty crumble. And it's wonderful. And so I'm going to take a few of those crumbles, and I'm going to add them to this cup. Going to add them to this cup. I typically like to do maybe 3 to 4 teaspoons because it's just delicious. And you want to put it in there so that you can see that there is a, if you will, golden graham cracker bottom. And then to that, I'm going to add this wonderful and creamy mixture. And this is what you're going to end up with once you blend the other 3 ingredients together: the sweetened condensed coconut milk, the coconut whipping cream, and the vegan vanilla pudding. When you combine those 3, this is what you come up with. And it's light, sweet, and delicious. And so on top of the graham cracker crust, I'm going to add this creamy mixture. Like so, like that. There we go. I'm going to add it all in there. Wonderful. Okay. So there you have the souffle topping on top of the graham cracker crumble. And then I have these beautiful blackberries. The last one I did, I had some raspberry too, but we kind of devoured the raspberries. So all I have are these blackberries, and I'm going to add these blackberries on top. And I kind of, when I put them in this glass, I kind of push them towards the glass first so that you can see them. And then the extra ones I place on top. And there you have it. So there's your vanilla berry dessert. I'm going to tell you what. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and delicious. Look at those berries. And that vanilla souffle is thebomb.com, and this crumble is thebomb.com as well. So, I'm going to scoop up a little bit out of here so that you can see me taste and eat it. Lord, we thank you. I'm going to put my spoon. You got to put your spoon all the way down in there so you get some of the crumble. Or you can be like me, eat some of the top off and then mix the rest of the souffle with the crumble and just devour it. But look at that. Look at that. Get into it. Look at that. Okay? Music to my mouth. Absolutely delicious. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe to my channel. And you can see a lot more wonderful, healthy, delicious, vegan desserts and meals that you can prepare for yourself and your family. The Lord bless you and keep you.